Hi everyone, Dr. Melissa here, and today we are going over the 5 life-changing pelvic floor exercises that are going to help you if you are currently dealing with back pain, hip pain, pelvic pressure, tension, or leaking. Go ahead and grab your mats and let's do this. All right, let's jump right into it. If you happen to have a yoga block, or you could also use a pillow, go ahead and grab that. And we're gonna get started today coming into tabletop. So coming onto those hands and knees, we're gonna warm up with the most important piece that we're gonna need for today is that breath. So as you're taking a gentle breath in, really think of sending it out to your sides of your rib cage. Keep it out of the neck and shoulders, and then exhale. Kind of like you're blowing out candles or blowing bubbles. You'll feel that gentle pulling up of the lower abdominals and pelvic floor. One more time, just like that. Nice breath in. Exhale. So we want to be pressing into those forearms. Press into the tops of your feet. We've got our neutral spine. You can find that by tucking all the way underneath, lifting all the way up. Find somewhere in between there. And we're really going to focus just on our low back. We want to move that low back. So as you inhale, we're going to lift just the tailbone. Think of lifting the tailbone, spreading those sit bones apart. And then you're going to exhale, little tuck underneath. Now you want to be careful that you're not getting too much movement from the mid-back. If you notice you're getting a lot of movement here, you can always come down onto your forearms. Maybe you use that block to kind of prop yourself up on. Find what works best for you as we take that gentle breath in, lift the tailbone, and then exhale, little tuck underneath. Lift that tailbone. Exhale, pull underneath. And as you're exhaling, you should feel those lower abdominal pelvic floor muscles kicking on there. Inhale, we're spreading them apart. Maybe you play with the different positions, but we're just trying to move the low back. Our upper back likes to help up sometimes, and it's really tiny little movements, staying with your breath. Make sure your head's not too far down, that we're keeping up. You kind of almost just look at the front of your mat. Spread those sit bones apart. Exhale, blow out those candles, tuck it underneath. Keep breathing out to the sides of your rib cage. Let that belly relax. Exhale, gentle lift up, and we're gonna do a couple more. And think of being firm with the tops of your feet. You're pressing them down into the ground. We're nice and strong in our arms. We're not sinking down. Nice work here. We're gonna do 3. And just notice the control with your low back. Does it get really sticky? Is it a little shaky? Does it smooth itself out the more we practice? Nice, one more breath here. Nice work. Good. And then from here, we're gonna stay on our knees. We're gonna take our right leg and just send that right leg straight out towards the side. We're gonna come down. And you want to think of lengthening out through that right leg. You can also come down onto those forearms or prop your hands up on a block if that's easier. But we're going to take a nice breath in. As you inhale, think of spreading those sit bones again and sink your hips back. And then exhale, gentle pull yourself, come forward. Good, sink the hips back. Inhale, pull yourself forward. So we're just gently rocking in and out. You'll feel a nice gentle stretch along that right inner thigh. Just keep using your breath moving in and out. That is the key to help relaxing our pelvic floor and then getting that pelvic floor to contract. We're opening up our hips that are a key component to our pelvic floor as well. Good, keep using your breath. Inhale, we sink it back. Exhale, we'll pull forward. 2 more on this side. Nice work. Last one. Good. And then we'll just bring that right leg in, and then we'll take the left leg, goes out, reach out through that leg, hands staying down on the ground or your block. We'll inhale, sink the hips back, lift that tailbone up, and then pull yourself forward. Sink it back, and then pull yourself forward. Now notice, does your left side feel a little bit different than the right? Does one side pull more on the inner thigh? Do you notice a difference with your pelvic floor muscles left to right? All those little differences give us a key as to what our bodies are looking for. And it's just about being gentle and patient with yourself and really getting this breathing piece down. Breathe out to the side, sink those hips back. Exhale, pull yourself forward. Whew, my left side is definitely a little bit tighter. Good, ease into it, just a gentle stretch. 2 more here. Nice job. Last one, great. And then we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back, staying on our knees. We're gonna take that right leg, send your right leg straight out in front of you. Now we're thinking of pushing that right foot down into the ground. We're gonna take our left leg, spin your left leg behind you. Pull the left side of your rib cage back and our right hand comes to the inside of that thigh. So it's almost like you're in a warrior 2 position, but we're kneeling. We're gonna take the right leg, sneak that right leg forward. It's okay if that knee goes over your toes. You're gonna feel an inner thigh stretch, maybe around the outside of that hip. You can stay in this position, or maybe that left arm comes up overhead. Nice gentle breath in. And then here, we're gonna pull ourselves, come back up. Left hand comes to the ground. Take that right arm up overhead and that right leg can lift. That pulling up, lower abdominal. On our inhale, pull yourself, come back to that kneeling warrior 2 position. Knee goes forward, stretch into it, open up, feel those pelvic floor muscles relaxing, and then bring it back. So getting into our core here, reach through that heel. Inhale, pull yourself up. Sink that knee forward. Exhale. Reach through that back heel. You're going nice and slow and controlled through these movements. Noticing what you're feeling. Maybe a little bit of those glutes are starting to fire up. Nice. Last one here. Good, and then pull yourself, come back up, and then we'll just switch to the other side. So that left leg is gonna come out in front now. We're driving the left foot to the ground. Take your right shin, spin your right shin behind you. That left knee is sneaking forward over those toes. Maybe the left hand comes down, sweep that arm up overhead. Nice breath in here. Exhale, we're coming into that side plank. Good, inhale, lift. Open up those hips. Now, if it feels really good opening up the hips, you can stay there for a couple of breaths. If it feels good getting that core fired up in side plank, you can stay there a little bit longer. Remember that exhale, we want that gentle lifting up and in of the pelvic floor. Like you're blowing out candles. Inhale, we're softening and letting it go. So we're not constantly gripping or holding anything tight. Nice, last one. And you can be going faster, you can be going slower, just follow that breath. Nice work. All right, let's come down onto our side. Lots of different options for this next one. You can be all the way laying down on your side. You could also be propped up on this right forearm and play with the right arm. Maybe it's more comfortable straight out in front, or you could come at a little bit of a 45-degree angle. See what feels comfortable. Either position that you're in, we're gonna be working on lifting on our exhale, this left side of the rib cage up. Inhale, we're gonna drop down. Now we're gonna add the hips into it. On the inhale, we're gonna lift that top ankle, lift it up. And then on the exhale, squeeze the heels together, rib cage lifts up. Good, inhale, knees come together, lift that ankle, and then squeeze the ankles, that exhale. Nice job, drop the knees. Good, now we're wanting to feel that gentle pulling up. Heels come together, you're gonna feel the glutes fire up, lifting up. And then when the knees are coming together, you might feel this opening or spreading a part of your sit bones in that low back area. Now, if we want to add on, the next time you exhale, if you're propped up on that forearm, exhale and lift. Inhale, drop. Exhale, lift. Inhale, drop. We're keeping our shoulders and our hips stacked here. Drive the hips and that rib cage towards the sky. We're gonna do 5. Nice work. 4, 3, use your breath. 2, nice work. Last 1, little booty burn. Awesome. Now let's switch over towards the other side. Now you can lay all the way down. You can stay propped up on that forearm. Find what works best for you so that you can feel those muscles activating. Shoulders, hips are stacked. On our inhale, ankle lifts. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good, keep using that breath in and out. As you exhale, that rib cage is lifting towards the sky. We're pressing into our forearm. Now, if you want to add on, if you're on that forearm, next time you can press those hips, lift up, and then drop it down. Good. It's all about making sure we're feeling the right muscles firing up and that we're not gripping, holding our breath, or breathing into our chest. That disrupts how we can use our core and our pelvic floor. Nice work. Does one side feel different than the other side? Do you notice a similarity with the inner thigh being tight and maybe one side with these side planks being a little bit more challenging? Just putting all those pieces together. We're gonna do one more here. Nice job. All right, now we're gonna either grab the pillow or the block and come on up to standing. So our feet are really important to our pelvic floor as well. So activating those muscles in the bottom of the feet help to work our core. The same muscle the same nerve that innervates our feet is what helps with that pelvic floor too. So we're gonna take the pillow or the block, place that in between our knees. We're spreading our toes. We're making sure we're not gripping or clenching, leaning too far back here. On our inhale, we're spreading our toes. We're gonna sink our hips back. Hands can be at your hips or heart center. So we inhale and drop it back. Exhale, press into the feet, come up, squeeze the block. Inhale, sink those hips down. Exhale, press into the feet, come back up, squeeze the block. Inhale, drop. Now careful, we're not overarching your back. You wanna keep that rib cage dropping down. You can keep the gaze at the front of your mat. Now as you exhale and come back up, maybe you press the palms together a little more and you notice more contraction in that lower abdominal. We inhale, you'll feel those sit bones spreading apart. Exhale, they're coming up, but very careful to not really tuck and press it forward. We're thinking of driving up towards the ceiling. Just keep continuing on your own pattern, noticing what muscles you're feeling. Keep those toes spreading apart. Inhale, we drop it down. Exhale, we squeeze and lift for 5. Use your breath. 4, 3. Nice job. 2. Last 1. Awesome. All right, let's take that block or pillow out. We're gonna keep it with us and come all the way back down to the ground. And we're gonna come down onto our backs. And let's take that block or pillow and we're gonna put it underneath our hips. So it's gonna be just below belt line, kind of hanging out there. It should feel very supportive, very relaxing. And then you're just gonna bring those knees in towards your chest. And again, it should just feel like they kind of hang out here. Now that we did some work on contracting and relaxing that pelvic floor, we're gonna get our hips up in the air, relaxing our pelvic floor after we had to do some work. A lot of times people think like, I have to do tons and tons of Kegels and make sure my pelvic floor is really strong. When it's too tight sometimes, we need to let it relax. This is one of my favorites for after a workout or after you've done something demanding, just to let it relax and you can come into your breathing. So you're just gently pulling those knees in towards your chest, out towards the side. You'll feel that inner thigh stretch, and we're breathing out to the sides of the rib cage, just letting that abdomen go. Good, nice gentle breath in. Exhale, let it go. Awesome. Maybe you want to add a little rocking from side to side. Nice breath. Let it go. Good. Just take a couple more gentle breaths for you. Great work. Let's do one more breath here. And carefully bring those knees back together. Place those feet back down on the ground. Let's sneak the pillow or the block out. Roll onto your side. And just carefully coming on up and checking in and noticing what muscles you felt throughout that practice, feeling the pelvic floor contracting and relaxing. If you're wanting to learn more about activating those muscles and those specific little changes to make, go ahead and check the description below for more ways that we can work together so you can get those changes down. Let's take one last cleansing breath in. Lift those arms, come all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down towards heart center. Awesome job with those exercises. Remember that it always comes down to those specific changes that you can make with your breathing and your posture when it comes to your core and your pelvic floor. If you're wanting to learn more about how to build this strong core foundation or other resources or ways that we can work together, go ahead and check out the class description down below. If you liked this video or found that it was helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. It's really helpful because it helps share this information for other people looking for the same information. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, namaste.